The war continues to escalate. There were threats overnight. There being major issues that would happen, major things that we would hear about for decades. Doesn't seem like that was able to be accomplished. Similar voices I feel like that we heard during the original war on terror. But Will, here we are.
Iran yesterday, through their state media and their troll army that they have unleashed, which is actually pretty remarkable how well they have flooded social media with propaganda and lies about what's going on. But they were teasing out that there would be an event that would be remembered for centuries. And that does not seem to have come to pass. I don't know if their rocket launchers they thought they could use have already been destroyed.
Statement.
Right.
My wife was sitting, we were watching, she was like, yeah, let's turn this off. Like, I think we've seen enough, especially around the kids right now, because look, it's not like this war is anything to laugh at or anything to ignore. It is real and it's happening, and President Trump is being questioned a lot about it right now.
This morning, they were unveiling 2 new American flagpoles that they have on property at the White House. And one, there was a reporter asking things and many things, and we'll get into this in the next segment as well, but kind of a generic question about the flagpoles. And President Trump had kind of a cryptic answer that he gave, and it also shows the tone of the president, much more confident, much more combative.
What gave you the idea to do this?
I've had it for a long time. In the first term I had it, but you guys were after me. I said I had to focus. I was the hunted, and now I'm the hunter. It's a big difference. Big difference.
He's adding flagpoles to both ends of the
Rose Garden.
Rose Garden. Again, cool, got no problem with it. Feels like some decorative choices, whatever he'd like to do. Doesn't bother me at all. Doesn't necessarily, to me, rise to an importance of national news, but it is what it is when we are seeing this battle wage on. Now, obviously, he's talking about potentially the engagement in Iran, as Iran has targeted President Trump, we know, and Mike Pompeo and a lot of people over the years, very specifically. And now, America has at least soft joined the efforts of Israel. I'd say that. Not officially joined, not the same kind of war as you think of. And I think that's also, Will, we got to get out of our heads that this war will look like something from 2002.
With all of the reports coming out, you're seeing the New York Times, Politico, Wall Street Journal, that now they're having this discussion. Will the American bombers engage by dropping these bunker busters, as they're called, on some of these nuclear sites in Iran? And some of the answers that President Trump was giving to reporters during this ceremony were cryptic, but also very telling of where his mindset is right now.
And of course, you've had almost all of the leadership, except for the top, being taken out. And they've said, hey, we know where you are. We're not coming for you yet, but be careful.
And this is, as you see that there are people leaving Tehran, you are seeing videos surface of people chanting against the Ayatollah in Iran. And you even see the Crown Prince of Iran, the son of the Shah, who has put out a video calling on the people of Iran to rise up. This is the moment. And he even says it will be messy, but we will get through and we will be on the other side of this, and we will be able to topple this regime.
Yeah, they've been through this before in terms of a revolution. It can happen. And look, I think that's the difference even between what you're seeing in Gaza. It's easy to kind of conflate everything together. Is actually the Iranian people, for the probably the most part, even though they're silenced often, do not agree with this regime, are not in favor of sort of the dictatorship that has come upon their country.
There is a diverse mix of people, of religions. Historically,
we know there was millions of people now.
Right. Oh, exactly. Yes,
98 million people. Yeah.
But there is, the Baha'i that were persecuted there. Many people that were Baha'i fled Iran because of the persecution they received from the regime. Yeah. But there's a lot of them here. In America. Long history of Persian people, very proud of the Persian identity that they have from Iran, and not necessarily identifying with what Iran has become because of the Islamic Republic and revolution.
Pre-70s Iran.
Right.
Yeah.
There used to be a very strong Christian population, a strong Jewish population in what was Persia. Yeah. And since the Islamic Revolution, all of that has been killed off, has been persecuted, has fled, because of what these theocratic, genocidal, death cult dictators do. to the people of Iran. But we're also hearing the president be much more direct in things that he is saying. Now, obviously, he's not telling the media, much like, remember when he was campaigning and they said, will you authorize Israel to strike Iran? And he said to the media, I'm not going to tell you that. Who in their right mind would tell you what we would or wouldn't do to forecast that? But they're asking similar questions now.
Mr. President, have you given the Iranians an ultimatum?
You could say so. They know what's happening. Maybe you could call it the ultimate ultimatum, right?
What essentially was that, though?
Oh, I don't want to say it. Look, I mean, give me a break.
Like, I'm not going to tell
Like
you what exactly
you know
laying
what it
it
is.
out. Right.
You know, we all know.
There's definitely a sense of, if not quite fog of war, just everything is in motion. And the points you guys just made in the last segment, it's not wise to telegraph everything. Communications do or should come out for tactical and strategic purposes. Honestly, I mean, always from the President of the United States or the Prime Minister of Israel. And for that matter, the leadership of Iran. They are issuing communiques that they think are in their interests. So when the history books are written, it's unclear what all of these passing days mean as they go by. Here's what we see quantitatively and qualitatively. We know certain numbers. We know how many targets Israel has hit. We know on some level, we have some intel about what the threat was. We know what the experience is like, certainly here on the ground. And of course, yes, the big question is, what will America do? What will the president do in the coming days? And the signals seem to have taken a big turn in the last 24 hours, as you guys have been talking about. It's very important. He's taking more ownership and more siding with what Israel is doing, and whether that's a result of Israel having obvious early successes, really extraordinary successes, and the Iranians really not so far being able to mount a successful comeback, or the fact that the Ayatollah, he really has nowhere to go. That's the truth. The problem is demanding his surrender. What is his option? So he doesn't really represent a nation. He's captive. He holds a nation captive. And so what's going to happen to him largely is going to be a result not of what America or Israel does directly, but how the Iranian people react to that. And then, of course, is the question, will America drop bunker busters or give Israel the ability to have the bunker busters dropped? It really has to be American fighter jets that do it, because Israel doesn't have the wherewithal to drop them. But and could they even do the job? I don't think it's clear that that's the case. So there's so many unknowns right now, but we know here on the ground in Israel, yes, we're all watching it very carefully, and we're all very tired because the sirens keep on going out throughout the night.